Hello friends, today I'm going to show you the only game ever played between Mikhail Tal and Viswanathan Anand. So this game was played in 1989 when Anand was only around 17-18 years old. Mikhail Tal was playing with white and he started with c4, an English opening. Anand replied with c5, symmetrical variation of English opening, and then knight f3, knight c6, then two knight variation, uh, and then knight to c3 by Tal and knight to d4, offering a knight exchange at this point. Of course, Tal would not like to capture this knight at this position as it will break the tempo. So e3 from the Tal and knight takes f3 where queen takes f3. So g6 from the black. So the idea is to bring the bishop onto g7 and attacking onto this dark square diagonal. b3 from Mikhail Tal and bishop to g7 and then bishop to b2. So bishop to b7, why? Because black is trying to stop d4. So d6 from black and then g3 from the white. The idea is to bring the bishop onto g2 and then attacking onto this b7 pawn. So rook to b8 from from the Anand. So this is very important for the black. First of all, you move your rook, so you, even if the bishop is at g2, uh, this threat has already been mitigated, and now this bishop is now free and it can be developed along onto this diagonal because the rook is defending the pawn at f7. However, bishop b2 with bishop g2 from the white and knight to h6. Knight to h6 is very good move, because if you play knight to f7, it will allow Mikhail Tal to play d4 now, and so that you really do not want to do that, and so that's why knight to h6 and now queen to d1. Queen to d1 because now the bishop to g4 is possible, so that's why Mikhail Tal retreated his queen to d1. Castles for black and castles for white. Now bishop to d7 and a4 from the white. So bishop c6 now offering bishop exchanges. Um, so d4 for the white, and then bishop takes g2 where king takes g2, and now rook to c8. Queen to d3 from this position where c takes d4 and e takes d4, and now knight to f5. I personally believe the move c takes d4 was not the ideal move, because now you do not have e4 available to kick this knight, and this is a very important square, very significant square for the black. The knight is very well placed and it can cause a lot of problem to the white from this position. However, d5 was played by the Tal and queen to b6. So queen to b6, first of all, threatening and it comes with a tempo, so threatening onto the b3 pawn. Also, it is eyeing onto on the f2 pawn as well. So knight to d1, defending this pawn where bishop takes b2 and knight takes b2. Now e5 from the black where d takes e6. Again, this en passant was not ideal, because now as f takes e6, it opens the f file as well for the black. And this f2, the black is really increasing pressure on this f2 pawn. from here. uh, Rook a to d1, increasing pressure on this onto the d6 pawn, uh, where Anand plays rook to f6. So he wants to double the rook and attack onto this weak f2 pawn. And now rook to d2. Mikhail Tal also provided support to this f2 pawn, but Anand has a very nice center as well, and he start marching his pawns. e5 next. Queen to d5 check, where king to g7. And now I think, and now Mikhail Tal played queen to b5. He tries to exchange the queens, and if that happens, white would be a very comfortable position, which of course does not like, which Anand does not like it. So he moves the queen back to c7, and then c5 from the Tal. So if say if I show you a line, if you capture this pawn, d takes c5, then rook to d7, forking queen and the king, and Anand will lose his uh, queen. So uh, from this position c5, queen takes c5 instead of c takes c5. And here, of course, Mikhail Tal wants to exchange the queens, but queen takes b7 check. That's comes first. Rook to c7. Sorry, rook to c7, and then queen comes to d5. Now Mikhail Tal wants to exchange queens, and now in this position, Anand declines the queen exchanges offer, where queen goes to b4. And now rook f to d1, again increasing pressure onto this d6 pawn. Is an isolate. Of course, you cannot play. You may think that okay, there is an option to play pawn to g4, kick this knight away, and then capture this pawn. But trust me, this is not possible. I will show you sample lines. Say, for example, however, first of all, yep. So from this position, if you try to do something like g4, then knight to h4 check, and if you go, say for example, g1, then queen to g4 check, and game will be over very quickly. So uh, g4 is just not an option here at the moment. That is why rook to Mikhail Tal did not went go to g3. Instead, he's played rook to c5, where queen goes to a8, and then queen takes b3. Uh, of course, you cannot take a7, although it will come as a check, but it will have a lot of impact. Say for example, if Mikhail Tal captures here, queen takes a7, uh, then rook to f7, defending the check as well as as attacking onto the queen. And now a lot of options are possible for the black. I will show you one sample line on this position. So from this position, even if you go, say for example, something like a6, but knight to d4 would be very devastating, as queen to f3 is possible, queen to d6 is also possible. Even so say for example, if queen to d6 and you move your king, then knight to f3, forking the king, and the rook is also all of those possibilities. That is why Mikhail Tal from this position did not went to queen takes a4. He instead play he instead goes to knight to d3, and then rook to c2 from Anand. Queen to e4 from Mikhail Tal. Of course, you need to bring your queen back into the game. It was very isolated at the corner, but here Anand attacked onto this queen as well. So now the attack is onto the queen as well as onto the pawn. Rook by rook to c4. Queen goes to d5, and then queen to queen to c3. Here from this position, rook to b2 was played, where rook to d4 from the Anand, so attacking onto the queen and onto the knight simultaneously. So from this position, of course, although Mikhail Tal played rook to b7, but I feel this is more of a desperation, is nothing else, because the escape route is always available. King to h6, uh, and now queen to goes to b5. So of course, because you need to defend this knight as well, but here on this position, knight to e3 check, and now uh, uh, position here is completely in Anand's favor. First of all, it's a check. This rook is also hanging. It's a fork between the king and the rook, and king goes to g1. So now from king to g1, there are lots of threats. Anand plays queen to c2. The idea is to attack onto the f2 pawn, and of course there is no defense available. Although there is although this knight is there, but this knight can easily be captured by the rook, and then again f2 is coming. So to to meet this, Anand plays Tal plays rook to f1, defending onto this, but then rook takes d3, and on this position, uh, Mikhail Tal has resigned. Of course, the all the you cannot capture this, because if you capture this, then rook takes uh, f1 check, and even if king takes f1 is the only move, and then d takes rook to d1 is a checkmate. So let me know how you find this game. Mikhail Tal, of course, was a genius, but Viswanathan Anand is no less than it. Uh, Let me know in the comments. Do subscribe my channel for further videos. Take care till then. Bye bye.